So, today we're going to be talking about unhinged femininity. And honestly, this is just about self-actualization and not being afraid of your power, not being afraid of your darkness, of the highest version of yourself, not being afraid of that. So, let's get into it. I have my little notebook right here as always. So the first one that we have is, let me just talk about being feminine, right? So your femininity isn't about the lipstick you wear, the outfit you got on. It's not about how many baths you take a week. It's not about any of that. It's about your sensuality and feeling good within your body. So being yourself is the most feminine thing that you can do, because feminine energy and being in your feminine era is about feeling good and feeling accepting of yourself. That's all it is. When you are operating as your true self, whether you are tired and you express that you're tired and go to sleep, or whether you are excited and you express that excitement and you are truly in tune with yourself, being yourself is the most feminine thing that you could do as a woman, because as a woman, you are already feminine. You are already you don't have to try to be feminine. You don't have to try to like you don't have to try. It's natural. It's natural. If you're a woman, you are naturally feminine. And feeling good is how you bring out that femininity, and doing things in alignment with what feels good is what is going to bring out your femininity. Because you have to get in alignment with yourself and accepting of yourself and where you are at, and being able to express that and be okay with that. Okay? Because sometimes like we try to conform ourselves to do certain things or like be a certain way because we're trying to be feminine or we're trying to get this outcome or whatever. We conform ourselves, and therefore that repels everything that is already trying to attract towards you, because you're not being authentic. You do not conform. Things conform to you through your boundaries, through how you show up, through the way that you present yourself. Things conform to you. And when you have full awareness and understanding of that, then you will be able to attract so many things just by being yourself. You will get paid to exist by being yourself. That's a whole nother conversation. But yes, so let me just read this little what I have right here. So being yourself is the most feminine thing that you can do. Femininity is about sensually feeling good about yourself, accepting and embodying yourself, and getting to know yourself and not lying to yourself about who you are. About self-actualization and self-acceptance and self-love, honestly. It's not cliche, it's not none of that stuff. So, um when I say like getting to know yourself and full acceptance, getting to know the things that you like and the things that you don't. Stop trying to make yourself like things that you do not like. Stop trying to do that. Stop trying to make yourself be in environments that don't feel in true alignment to you, because you are disconnected from your sensuality, which is why you don't feel feminine, which is why you feel anxious and all of this stuff. When you teach yourself to like things that you don't like, or be okay with things that you don't like, and you like, that's basically like turning the knife on yourself and betraying yourself, because you know you don't like it. Your inner child knows that you don't like it. It's like every time I think about myself and like what I'm attracting and stuff like this, I always think about my inner child, because as a child, there was no like cut cards. If I didn't like something, I didn't like it. I'm not going to pretend that I like it, you know? And when you get to tap back into the inner child, you get to really live out the dreams that are Okay, I'm back. So, yes, stop trying to make yourself feel okay with not being where you want to be, or not being in alignment to where you want to be either. Like, I listened to Leo Skippy, and he has been getting me together for the past few days because I just started like listening to it. And I'm like, yes, I definitely want to speak on some of these things to my community because they're big. Like, stop lying to yourself. Stop making things that are not okay okay. Stop normalizing things that you don't want for yourself to be okay. If you know that you are not in alignment to where you want to go, don't just let yourself be out of alignment and then be like, it's okay. It's okay. Give myself grace. No, baby, you don't need grace. You need some tough love. And having tough love with yourself, being real with yourself, is love. That is the ultimate self-love, because ain't nobody want to be real with you like you are, because you are the only one who knows all of the things that you are doing in private that are either getting you out of alignment or getting you into alignment, right? So it's like you have to be willing to pay the prices. This is one thing that he said. You have to be willing to pay the prices. And this kind of changed my perspective, because it's like, yeah, I am the type of person who I am willing to work hard for the things that I want. I'm willing to pay the price for the things that I want. I'm willing to work in the dark for the things that I want with integrity. And I am willing to pay the prices to get to where I want to be. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, I've been in bed for 5 days just because I don't feel like doing what I need to do. And that's okay because I need grace. Like, no, listen to your body, understand when you are listening to your body and your body is asking for rest, and when you are listening to a limitation or fear or just laziness, okay? And have that real self-talk with yourself, because like, it doesn't matter, like, nobody else is going to tell you. Nobody else is going to be like, hey, you need to get up and do this. Hey, you need to get up and do that. You can find the motivation, but nobody's going to be there at your beck and call telling you that you need to be doing all of this stuff. And stop making it okay that you're not, okay? So, yes. Back to the topic though, of femininity is just being yourself. You don't have to try to be feminine. You don't have to you don't even have to do all of the extra things that is like encapsulated within femininity, like wearing the flowy dresses and da da da. If you are a punk rock bitch, you can be in your feminine era and still be the most feminine. You can be you can identify with masculine energy and masculine um clothing or whatever, and still be heavily in your feminine energy just because you are a female. Like, being yourself is the most feminine thing that you could do. So, number 2, having devotion, routines, and rituals, being obsessed with your well-being. I was kind of like hesitant to put obsessed because that's like extreme, but this is unhinged femininity, okay? We not giving a fuck, okay? In the sense of getting to where we want to be. Being obsessed with your well-being, is nothing wrong with that. Self-respect, taking care of your body, praying, increasing your intellect and education and inner work, working on yourself, being devoted to having devotion routines and rituals are what will really amplify your femininity, because it connects you to your sensuality. It connects you to what feels good. What feels good. You want to be in your best feminine state. Align yourself with what feels good and what feels in the most alignment to your well-being. Okay? So, for me, for example, one of the devotion routines that I'm starting to curate for myself and not neglect and not just like bypass stuff and not disregard myself on is what is it? Oh, it's my nighttime routine. Because, baby, I need my beauty rest, okay? I can't just be out doing all of this, doing all of that, because I'm willing to pay the price and I'm willing to experience the pain of not having certain like instant gratification pleasures for my long term. I'm going to feel a lot better when I do my nighttime routine, when I have a time period where I'm winding down. And it doesn't always have to be like, oh, I go to sleep at this time of night every single night. But it's like during these hours is when I'm winding down, when I am relaxing, when I am preparing, when I'm doing my skincare, when I'm taking my shower, my baths, all of that stuff. And really like having that as a set devotion for me that I don't neglect for anybody else, because you really have to understand why you are doing things in the first place, because it's like your friends asking you to go out and you know that you want to stay home and like really nurture yourself during this time, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna just go out, whatever. You're gonna end up being frustrated, resentful of something, because you have literally like bypassed yourself. And that's getting into the other tips that I'm gonna get into too. But devotion is really having self-respect, taking care of yourself, taking care of how you showing up and stuff like that. Really investing in your mind, investing in your internal world, doing the inner work, uncovering the things that are blocking you, being real with yourself, increasing your intellect and your education. Even if that's like for me, when I increase my intellect and my education, it's really within whatever I want to learn about. So I really love transformation. I really love talking about transformation. I love talking about self-help mindsets. I love talking about personal development. I love talking about energetic healing. So these are the things that I'm learning about, that I am increasing my education on, therefore increasing my vocabulary, increasing my intellect, and all of these things, which is overall going to increase your entire self-concept and how you see yourself, how you view yourself. Because when you begin to pour into yourself in these ways and have these devotional rituals, these things that literally make you glow from the inside out and even from the outside in, you are going to begin attracting experiences that match that same frequency. You are going to begin attracting experiences that feel like devotion, that feel good, and that is what you want. Those are experiences that you want to be attracting in. Okay. So, yes, period. Number 3, having options and not being dependent on anything outside of yourself and not needing validation from your dependency. Not needing validation from your dependency. So having options. If your friends are going here, like let's just say um like you always want to have other things going on, to where it's like, let's just say your friends invited you out or whatever the case may be, and like you planned your whole day around this, and then they just cancel on you, right? This has happened to me many times before. So I can like kind of speak on this and share with you my insight from experiencing that, coming out of that. If somebody agreed to do something for you, and they or agreed to like go out with you or whatever the case may be, always have something else that you could be doing that is good. Always have, hi Raya, hey girl. I'm just talking about unhinged femininity. So yeah. But yeah, always have options. Always have options. Like, that is the beautiful thing about femininity, is that you have options. You have options. And sometimes we make ourselves feel like we don't have options because we are becoming hyper dependent on something and seeking validation outside of ourselves. So back to like my example was like, let's say if like your friend invites you out or something like that and they cancel on you, have something else just in case that you would rather be doing that is also going to give back to you in exchange for what you are doing. So like, let's say if your friends invite you out to dinner or whatever and you cancel it, but you know that if you don't go out to dinner with them, you got a bomb meal to make at home. So therefore you're not feeling empty in any level because you're not seeking validation and you're not depending on somebody to do anything for you. And like you cannot control people. You can't control people. You can't control whether they pull through for you or not, and none of that stuff, whether they keep their word with you or not. And when people show you that they can't keep your word, stop expecting for them to change until they change. Stop expecting for them to just like get it. Like literally, the girls and boys who get it, get it. And the ones who don't, they don't. Like, and they don't. And don't, like, you have to know where to categorize people. If you know somebody is like iffy with their word, they said that they would do this for you and they didn't do it, and they're iffy with their word, don't be like hella dependent on them and be like hella mad when they don't come through and they're just being who they are, you know? What's your opinion on being devoted to yourself and showing up for yourself when it's uncomfortable? Yes, this is actually what I'm talking about right now. Well, no, that was the one before I was talking about. I was talking about devotion. So being devoted to yourself and showing up for yourself even when it's uncomfortable. You have to be willing to pay the price of where it is that you want to go. If let's say like it's either I stay in bed because I feel uncomfortable it's an uncomfortable feeling going to the gym, right? It's uncomfortable. I have to work out for an hour. I have to be uncomfortable for an hour. I want to be around, da da da. You have to make the conscious decision to say, okay, am I willing to pay the price of being uncomfortable for an hour to get this bomb ass body? Am I willing to pay the price? Like, you have to pay the price for everything that you do. So either you're going to pay the price for whatever it is that you are neglecting doing, whatever it is that you're neglecting doing, you're going to pay the price of not having what you want, or you're going to pay the price to get what you want. Like, you're paying a price either way. It's up to you what price that you pay. And when it comes to like being devoted to yourself and showing up for yourself, everything about femininity is about feeling good. It's about feeling good. So like, you have to get to know yourself and get to know the things that you like and the things that you don't like. You have to say, okay, what can I add in my routine that is going to make me feel good, you know? And honestly, like, getting truthful with yourself when you are having conversations with yourself where it's like, okay, I want to, let's say, like, what do you do, Raya? Like, do you make content? Like, what do you do? Because, like, whatever your goal is, you have to be willing to endure the pain and endure the price that you're going to have to pay. And that really like rewired my brain when I heard Leo Skippy say that. He's bomb. And I love hearing male perspectives as well, because it it like really shines a good mirror when you hear a male perspective of things that help within femininity. You say, honestly, I really want to make content, but I've been too scared about not being perfect. Bro, like, we're gonna get it together, okay? Because shit. Okay, so listen. I have felt the same exact way. Even turning on this camera, getting on live right now, like, I'm on this computer. I'm not gonna call it shitty because I'm grateful. But y'all, literally, I lost my camera battery, so I can't record on my camera right now. So like, but I'm willing to pay the price of this looking shitty because I know I have value to offer. When you know that you have something of value to offer, You have to make the conscious decision to say, okay, I'm going to do this. And you have to put yourself through exposure therapy. Not being perfect is what is going to bring you the most success, because nowadays people are not looking for perfection, babe. People not looking for perfection. You're not looking for perfection. Like, you literally watching me on this, like, not even clear live right now. And it's because I'm literally providing value. I am coming on this app, I'm coming on this platform with confidence and with something to say, and that is the energy that I'm giving. And so you really want to make content, right? So what kind of content do you want to make? I'm nosy. I'm nosy. Lala. Hey, Lala. Like, let me know what kind of content you want to make, because, like, honestly, when it comes to making content, I'm learning a lot, and I'm getting a lot of downloads that will definitely help. Love to share herbalism videos, how to make your own skincare products. Babe, you can get paid to exist, okay? You're qualified. You're qualified to get paid to exist, okay? First of all, I'm about to just hype you up real quick. Sharing about herbalism, sharing about wellness. Wellness is like such an infinite industry. Wellness, the wellness community, mindset, all of this stuff, you don't have to show up perfect, okay? People want to get the value. People want to see that you're a real person who has real experience with these things. So get rid of that, like, perfectionistic mindset when it comes to making content. Make sure that when you are creating content, you are creating from a place where you are truly enjoying yourself and you are truly doing something that is so fulfilling, because that's what's going to create the longevity for you. If you are worried about perfection, you're not going to have longevity. You're not going to have longevity. And I can tell you this because I have seen the growth from me trying to be perfect on my YouTube channel versus me now and saying, like, fuck the imperfection. I am who I am. And this goes back to point number one, when I was talking about unhinged femininity. Being yourself is the most feminine and most abundant position that you could be in. Even if you are a person where you can be like, you have to be transparent, because this is what's going to bring you the most abundance. You can show up imperfectly. You can show up with shitty quality. You can show up with not everything all together. And as long as you're being transparent and authentic through all of that, you're going to grow the right community. You're going to attract all of the right people. I'd also say when it comes to money, there's a blockage. I know I want to get paid to exist, but actually doing it doesn't seem real. Ooh! See, all right. So I had a whole thing, but I'm gonna get into what you talking about right now. So when it comes to getting paid to exist, you really have to regulate your nervous system and you have to rewire your brain. This is why I created my Divine Feminine Magnetism course, because it gets your mind, your energy, and your actions all in alignment to not only attract the things that you want to, but to be able to hold it and normalize this. You have to normalize the things that you want. So I have an entire video about money blockages, using your feminine energy to using your feminine energy to create money and to release blockages on my channel, where I really dive deep into it. So definitely watch that. But right now I'm going to tell you, ask yourself this question: where is your creative and sensual energy flowing? Where is your creative and sensual energy going? Because a lot of times our energy is going into all of these places that are not giving back to us, which is why we're not manifesting the things that we want. We don't have a true focus for what we want. And it seems like you have a pretty clear focus for where you want to go. You want to create herbalism videos. I'm pretty sure you're in wellness. You are within wellness. So therefore, you have to really be able to take proper inventory of yourself and say, okay, where do I feel drained? Like, where am I feeling drained? Get real with yourself. Where are you feeling drained? I don't care if it's the relationship. I don't care if it's your family. You don't need to feel bad for taking care of yourself, because when you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else. So stop even trying to do that. So you say yours goes straight towards art and creating. Now, when it comes to art and creating, you also have to, if you're trying to get paid to exist, you also have to, yes, I love that. I love that, Lala. When it comes to getting paid to exist, you have to not only tap into your creativity. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, but I'm so creative. I'm a bomb creator. Da, da, da. You have to provide value. You have to provide value. So for you, Raya, you have plenty of value to provide, because a lot of people do not know about herbalism. A lot of people want to learn about herbalism. I want to learn about herbalism. Shit, I will watch your content. I will fucking go to your events and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's stuff that I want to learn about as well. You have something of value to offer. And when it comes to creating art and stuff like that, and creating content in general, getting paid to exist, when you're trying to merge those two, like your passion for creating, your passion for fashion, your passion for dancing, your passion for drawing or painting or whatever the case may be, and you want to get paid for these things, now you have to turn on your logical mind. This is when the masculine side comes in, because your creativity is all about your feminine energy. Your feminine energy is where your $1,000,000 ideas lie. So if you are not tapping into your creativity, if you're scared to tap into your creativity, if you're scared to create because it's not going to be perfect, then you are literally neglecting that side of yourself that is going to give you all of the abundance that you are looking for, all of the ease that you are looking for, all of the soft, like, and everything doesn't even have to be soft. Like, within femininity, everything is not soft within femininity. Like, the fact that we even have a cycle that we go through every month, like, there's nothing soft about that. We are fucking warriors, literally. So it's about doing things that are in alignment with feeling good, even when creating an income. When you are creating an income, don't just create an income that's just like don't put yourself in a situation to where you're just making money just to pay bills and stuff like that. Like, no. You want to build your income in a way that feels good. You want to build your income in a way that feels like you're in flow, that feels effortless, that feels like you are in your zone of genius. Okay? So, when it comes to creating art and stuff like that, how can you provide value within that? What type of content can you create that'll provide value and that'll also show off your creativity? When it comes to your herbalism videos, you are obviously creating value. You already have the value part. When it comes to the perfection, do whatever you like, and however it comes out, accept it. Do the very best that you can do and accept that. That is the main thing. Self acceptance will have your femininity flying through the roof. You'll be attracting all kinds of things when you accept exactly where you are, and you say, this is what I have to work with, and I'm going to multiply and expand this. That is when the abundance will draw towards you. Like, guaranteed. What we do as feminine beings is we literally take something. We take one little thing and we turn it into an entire garden. That is what we do naturally, without you even trying. You're doing that right now. I'm pretty sure wherever you're at in your life, you have an area of life where you are literally expanding and using your creative energy to multiply something or to make something better, or to, like, I don't know. Like, even me using this laptop right now, I could use this as a limitation. I could say that this laptop is a limitation. I don't have a MacBook right now, so I can't go live because it's the quality not good. Like, then I wouldn't even be talking to y'all. Y'all wouldn't even be getting these downloads. We wouldn't even be having this conversation, this exchange of energy, because I'm being selfish because of a fake ass limitation. You have to realize what you have. God everything that you want, everything that you envision for yourself, you have every single thing that you need, regardless if it is what you want it to look like or not. You have to be in acceptance of where you are at, literally. Like, I accept the fact that I have an HP right now. That's not even my fucking laptop. I accept the fact that I have this, and I'm going to use this to multiply. Okay? I'm going to use this to multiply. I don't give a fuck how it looks. And the beautiful thing is that the world is expanding. Everybody is expanding. Everybody is yearning for something real, something authentic, something that they can relate to, you know? So you don't have to show up perfect. That is the beauty in living right now, is that you can literally take your phone and show exactly where you are, and somebody will relate to that. Somebody will be inspired by that, you know, because where you at right now, somebody is wishing that they're at. Where you're at right now is a place that you have wanted to be at. Even if you are going through things that are not all the way put together, you still have something to be grateful for, you know? Um and yeah, period. But yes. Let me get back into my other points. Point number 4, which was stop taking on emotional labor and people pleasing. Stop people pleasing, stop taking on emotional labor for other people. Um Stop allowing people to siphon your energy and constantly taking on others' emotional energy, because it's going to push you to your limit. And it's going to push you to your limit, especially if they don't have any offering for your altar. They don't have no offering for your altar. Is going to push you to your limit. When you're constantly taking on people's emotional baggage and people's emotional energy and people pleasing and going out of your way, bending backwards for people when they don't have anything back to give to you. Because we are receivers as well. Like, you know, is it okay if I feel I can expand properly without being around my family, like living with, or is that limited belief to believe I can't explain when I'm with them? Girl, it's honestly both. It's honestly both. It's okay to not want to be around your family, because honestly, when you are trying to reprogram your mind, there are years of just programs that you've been operating on that you are trying to expand out of and get out of. And if your family has contributed to that program. So, but you want to be so grateful for your family, and you want to continue to spend time with your family as an elevated version of yourself. Like, you can expand with your family as well. Like, but don't force anything on anybody. Don't try to like make people understand things that they are not understanding, or that they are not at the consciousness to understand. You sometimes you literally have to just change. Like, you literally just have to change. You can't explain, you know, oh, I'm doing this because it is, I'm doing it because they're not going to understand. They're not going to understand till you get to where you're trying to be. Then it's going to be like, oh, okay, okay, I get it. Like you're getting all of this success. Then it's going to be like, what are you doing, you know? And if they like fake hating on you and stuff like that, then of course you got to remove yourself from where you got to remove yourself from. Like, I don't care if family is just people at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, everybody is who they are. And if you are a grown person, you have all of the power to take and move your energy where it needs to go. If your family is draining you, and you then don't have any energy to create the things that you want to create, then yes, you need to remove yourself, because you need to make sure that you are good, because you are going to be pulled down by the energy around you. Your environment is very, very important. This is why I spend a lot of time alone. I don't spend a lot of time with my family because I have to get rid of certain programs that have been normalized within my family. And I just show up different. You have to literally change for people to get it. That's one thing that I'm starting to understand. Like all that trying to explain to people what you doing, all that trying to explain like, oh, I'm doing this because, oh, I gotta leave because, and getting into all the details. No, baby. You gotta take care of yourself because nobody gonna take care of you. You gotta pay the price to get to where you want to be, and the price may be to not be around your family for a little bit. Not saying neglect them or like decline their calls and stuff like that. Because if you're truly growing and truly expanding, that means that your heart should be expanding as well. That means that you should be gaining more awareness and more compassion to people who are not on the same, who have not experienced the same enlightenment as you. Because sometimes people not experiencing enlightenment is not always their fault, because sometimes nobody has had the true compassion. Nobody's heart was big enough to truly show them the way, or to truly like be patient in that way. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how other people's families is and stuff, but your family is going to show you exactly who you are at the end of the day. They're going to show you exactly who you are. And they're going to show you exactly where you came from as well. And it's always a beautiful thing to remember that. So it can be a limiting belief if like every time you're not around, like every time you're around your family, you just feel like you can't do anything. Like literally one breakthrough that I know, even for myself, is getting comfortable doing things in front of your family, doing things that you wouldn't do in front of them, that you feel like they wouldn't get and stuff, doing it in front of them. Like literally, so that they can get it, so that they can understand, so that they can take you serious with whatever it is that you are trying to get to. Do it in front of them. Like I had to stop getting scared of like dancing in the house in front of my family, like creating choreography in front of them and stuff like that. Cause it's like, this is what I do. This is what I'm serious about. This is what I want to do. So you're going to see me putting in the work and the time to do it. Okay. Like, yeah. What would you say is an efficient way of creating a routine for yourself for self regulation? So when it comes to creating a routine, and y'all, I have ebooks and I have a lot of digital products surrounding these things, and I'm going to create more so that you can basically like be self-paced. Because I literally live life. I live through my life. So like everything that I'm saying has been lived through an experience. So when I am telling you all of this stuff, I'm fast tracking your entire pace, your nervous system, your brain, your understanding of things. Because when you start to understand things, when you start to get a clear understanding of things, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do and this is why I'm doing it, you're going to quantum leap. You're going to get to where you're going way faster than it took for me to experience all of these stuff and like have to sit through this and think and all of this stuff. So definitely check out some of my digital products, because I definitely talk about creating a routine and all of that stuff. So when it comes to creating a routine, there are like three steps to take. 3 or 4 steps to take. So first thing you want to do is, so let me just get into why creating a routine is important. Creating a routine is important because your routine is your key to success. Okay? If you don't have a routine, you don't have a guide. You don't have a guide to where you're going. And when it comes to creating a routine, you want to have a morning routine for sure. Like that's the first thing to work on, morning routine and a night routine, because they go hand in hand pretty much. But you want to create a routine that gets you in energetic alignment, that gets your intentions clear, and that gets your energy risen. Because the person with the most energy is going to manifest the most frequently. If you are drained, if you are depleted, if you're tired and all of this stuff, you're not going to manifest that much stuff. You're not going to attract that much stuff because your energy level is low. So you want to create a routine that gets your energy high. So in the morning time, what really helps me is stretching. I literally stretch every single morning. I move my body every morning, whether that's stretching, working out, Pilates. I don't care if you like to ride your bike. Give yourself options, okay? Give yourself options. This will allow you to not put yourself in a box and not stay conformed, because we are women. We don't move on the same internal clock as a man. We can't just get up and do the same thing every day. Dot, dot, dot. That is a masculine cycle, okay? So give yourself options. When you wake up, have something that you do that gets your energy up, whether that's stretching, that kind of wakes me up, yoga, Pilates, working out, go to the gym, go swimming, ride a bike, go hiking, take a walk. Also, stillness stillness is very important, because a lot of people cannot be still. Like, you meditation is for you to understand how to sit with yourself and accept yourself. Meditation is a way for you to truly accept yourself and for you to really detach from everything that is outside of you. Meditation is a way for you to tap into the quantum you, the you that is on a spiritual level, the you that is unbothered by all of this shit. Because there is a version of you, which is your soul, which is your spirit, which is, that soul that is truly unbothered by all of this shit. Like, who knows that you're good regardless? Who knows that you are eternal? And when you meditate, that is what you are tapping into. And a lot of people can't, I'm not going to say that they can't, but a lot of people struggle with meditation because they can't sit with themselves. They feel uncomfortable with themselves. And when you go to meditate and when you sit in stillness, you will start to uncover a lot of things, a lot of your uncomfortabilities, a lot of your thoughts that are making you uncomfortable, because a lot of times it's not something outside of you that's making you uncomfortable. It's whatever it is that you are tuning into that is making you uncomfortable. Whatever it is that your regular program is making you uncomfortable. So it's like when you get up in the morning, your mindset might be like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. It's like, it's dark, it's gray, and you want to be able to change those things. Um, yes, don't be upset, bro. Do not be upset about yourself for not wanting to do the same thing every day. That is the toxic masculinity, okay? That's toxic masculinity that you need to get rid of, okay? Get rid of that shit. Because as women, babe, I'm about to give y'all a room tour real quick. Well, just a room flash. Look at my fucking room, okay? Look at my room. It's colorful as hell. What the hell do I look like getting up doing the same damn thing every single day? That's literally putting yourself in a fucking box, in a masculine. Even men can't do that, like, all the fucking time, But that is like men can do that though, Men can get up and go to work and work out every day, go to the gym, bow, 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 bow. They could do that. You know what I'm saying? Period. Yes, decorating your room. Period. I love that. I don't need to redo anything, but I want to move. But and like, get new aesthetics. I'll be feeling different stuff. Allow your sensuality to really lead your life. Okay? Allow that to lead your life. Check in with yourself, how you feel. That's why I'm saying stillness. Stillness in the morning is perfect because it allows you to really check in with yourself. And I would say, yeah, you just gotta go with how you feel. Because I was gonna say, yeah, do stillness before you move. But sometimes you're gonna feel like moving. Sometimes you're gonna cop out of the bed and be like, hey, I wanna go take a walk. Do that. If that is pulling you and it's like, yes, that's a feel good thing. Follow that, okay? And then you'll find stillness within that, okay? Um, because when it comes to your nervous system, that is the absolute biggest thing when it comes to um manifesting and drawing things in and being in that flow state. I would say movement and stillness is a great routine. At first, I had all of this stuff. I'm like, I need to journal. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do that. It was so many steps within my routine. I was just like, what the fuck? But within my like ebooks and stuff, I show you that you literally have to create your routine first. Try it out. You gotta test it out, test it out, test it out, see how it feels, see how it works, see what you like, see what you don't like. And don't force yourself to do things that you don't like. Okay? And then once you test it out, you tweak it. You say, okay, this is too much. I had to tweak it. I've been doing this long ass morning routine for a long ass time, and I'm coming to the point to where it's like, okay, I cannot be spending this much fucking time on my morning routine because I don't even need all of that. And it's like you're trying to be so much in preparation for the day that your preparation is going into the day. So really the main two things that I would say for creating a routine is movement and stillness in the morning, setting your intentions, seeing how you feel, connecting to your sensuality. Anyone get that zen, like the throbbing in your head throughout your whole body? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. I feel it most when I do breath work. I feel it the most when I do breath work. Yes, that's absolutely normal. That means that the energy, like when you feel that tingly in your body, that is your life force. That is your life force energy tingling through your body. That is your life force coming from your womb space, that infinite potential that is attractive to all things, that can pull and birth anything into this world. That is your life force rising and going up into your brain. That is your creative energy going up into your brain. That is your passion. Those are your infinite, like $1 million ideas going up to your brain. So, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, now, uh, I'm definitely going to talk about this again for sure. I'm definitely talk about this again. But I think the last thing I want to talk don't don't mark my words when I be like the last thing I want to talk about because they be getting into other stuff too. But I want to talk about boundaries. So when you really begin tuning into your femininity, you have to have stronger boundaries because that life force and that flow needs to be protected. Okay? Period. I love the way I wrote that. Yes, boundaries are very important when you start to tap into your feminine energy because your feminine is like the meat and potatoes of life. It's like all the feel good. It's like the feel good energies of life. It's like your flow, it's your sensuality. It's how you connect to things that make you feel good, how you connect to things that make you not feel good, and how you are blocking and repelling those things. And you have to have that protection. You need the protection and boundaries so that you can flow freely without being vulnerable. Okay? Without being vulnerable. So like when you are if you are like a light feminine and you are super happy and super bubbly and stuff like that, and then somebody tries to play with you, baby, that dark feminine needs to come out real fast. Like mm-mm. That dark feminine needs to jump in. That is when your ego needs to jump in. Stop trying to kill your ego. You only need to redirect your ego. Okay? So if you are a light feminine and you're just flowing, you're feeling good and you're in your flow, you're in your vibe, you know what I'm saying? If somebody tries to come play with you, you need to be able to have that boundary, be able to set up a boundary. That is where your dark feminine energy is going to come in. That energy that is going to protect the softness of you. Okay? Because if you don't, then it's just going to get abused. Then people are going to feel like they can play with you all the time because you're bubbly and all of this stuff. No, babe. No. It's about having an even balance so that you are protected. Okay? Um yeah, because the more that you tap into your feminine energy, the more attractive and magnetic you will become. You're going to get everything that you want. You're going to get everything that you want. I'm telling you right now, you keep tapping in, you're going to get everything that you want. You keep amplifying, you keep doing things in alignment with what feels good to you, and you keep being truthful and honest when it's not, and you keep setting up those boundaries, you're going to get everything that you want. So it's important that you are comfortable with setting boundaries and you are comfortable with speaking your truth so that you can get what you want and so that you can repel the things that you don't want. Yeah, because more people are going to want more of you. More people are going to want your time, your energy, because you're going to become more magnetic. And you have to create boundaries so that, yeah, I already said that. um yeah, please do not disregard yourself. Do not disregard yourself. If you feel like you're in a space where you don't feel like it's your vibe, or like it's not really like in alignment, whatever, don't be afraid to leave. Don't disregard yourself by staying in certain circumstances for other people's comfortability, or because you're scared you're going to look a certain type of way or whatever. Like, this goes back to the very first point that I said. If you don't like something, you don't like it, and you don't have to like conform yourself to like things that you don't like, because then you're going to slowly get pulled away from your sensuality. You're going to slowly start to become insecure. And that is like the main thing that blocks a lot of women from their femininity, is the insecurity. Like, and you have to be able to be real with yourself about the type of insecurity, because insecurity is like an umbrella for a whole bunch of different shit. It's not just like, oh, you're insecure, you're just insecure. Like, no, it's different levels to shit. Some shit is like some things you are so super confident in, you don't need anybody to tell you how to be, or like you don't need any inner work towards that. Some things you are insecure about, and you have to be real with that, because just because you're confident in one area doesn't mean that you can just be in your ego and act like the other areas are not there, you know? So when you like disregard yourself, or when you interrupt yourself, or when you like bulldoze past yourself, you're going to start to be insecure with yourself and start to develop a sense of distrust with yourself, because you're literally bypassing yourself to do something for somebody else, or do something that you feel like you have to. Even when it comes to um how somebody said, um it's good to have options for movement instead of being upset at yourself for not doing the same thing every single day. Let's say you said, okay, this week I'm going to the gym. This week I'm gonna work out every single day. And one day you get up and it's like you truly don't feel like going to the gym. Like, you actually evaluated yourself and it's like you don't feel like going to the gym. You don't need to bulldoze past yourself and say, well, I'm going to the gym anyway. And I'm gonna do this anyway. Excuse me. You don't need to do that. Have options. That's the beautiful thing about being a woman, is that you always have options. There's not a time where you don't have options, okay? Some Under some circumstances, okay. Like, this is life. I'm not saying that you're always going to have hella options. Sometimes you're going to have to roll with the punches, okay? But for the most part, you have options, okay? So if today you don't feel like going to the gym and you don't feel like doing all this, don't bulldoze past yourself and be like, well, I'm going to the gym anyway. Hey, maybe you want to go take a walk. Maybe you want to, just stretch a little bit. You could still get to your goal. You could still get to where you're trying to go. Just take a different route, period. Like, don't create an uncomfortable feeling with yourself, but you have to be able to see when you are being lazy, and when you actually feel like, okay, I don't want to go to the gym. If you're saying that because you just being lazy, or like you just had a bad day so you don't want to go to the gym, and then blah. Like, you have to be able to say, okay, what do I want? I want a bomb ass body. I might not want to go to the gym today, but I still want a bomb ass body, and I still want to do something that's gonna give me a bomb ass body. Baby, you could dance in your fucking room. Have a twerk session. Have a twerk session. That's a great workout, especially if you're trying to grow the glutes and all that stuff. Period. Like, there's so many ways that you could have fun and just be yourself and still get to your goals. Like, literally. So, yes. Another thing I want to say about boundaries, pay attention to your anger and your irritation and your frustration, because that's going to tell you, yes, a little bit. But pay attention to your anger and your irritation. Listen, stop getting mad at yourself because you mad. Pay attention to that. Every single thing that you experience is teaching you something, is showing you something, is communicating to you what's going on. Okay? So really just ask yourself, like, okay, what's going on? What happened? Ask yourself what happened like you wasn't there. And then explain to yourself what happened and then give yourself that advice. Okay? Ask yourself, okay, if something happened to where as though you, let's say you went to a party, right? And it wasn't your vibe. It wasn't your vibe, but you knew people there and stuff like that. And so you just decided to stay, and then like some bullshit popped off and it's like, damn, I knew I should have went home. And then like you just in the middle of some shit. Ask yourself what happened. Why didn't I just go? And then really be honest and say, maybe I didn't go because I felt like I needed to be there for people who didn't really need my energy. Or like maybe I felt like I had to pour into something that I really didn't have to, for real. And be super honest with yourself, because then you can move forward with clarity as to, okay, when I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to leave. And that's going to be the best situation for everybody, because then I'm not all upset and angry and all this stuff. That was just an example. But like really pay attention to your anger and irritation and ask yourself, where is this coming from? What boundary do I need to set up? Because that anger and that irritation is showing you exactly the boundary that you need to set up. The boundary may be a boundary that you need to set up with yourself. An understanding that you need to come to with yourself and not anybody else. Because sometimes when we start to create boundaries, we think we need to go tell everybody our boundary. No, simply change. Simply change. Stop trying to explain yourself to people. Stop trying to explain your boundaries to people and stuff. Simply change. And when you change, say, it's because I have a goal that I'm getting to, and I'm not about to fuck it up for this, or whatever it is. Be really real with yourself. And yeah. Anything else? Regulate your nervous system. Take away things that spike your nervous system. Make decisions that align with your internal peace and wellness, and holding abundance. Because like when your nervous system is all out of whack, this is like feeling anxiety for no reason. Like, y'all, I'm giving y'all the tea because this needs to be said. Like, if you're truly trying to attract more abundance, the one thing that you need to focus on is your nervous system. And within your nervous system comes rewiring your brains, doing the internal work, seeing where things coming from, understanding why you think a certain way, and understanding why you should think a different way. And understanding the things that you don't need to hold on to. Because a lot of times we feel anxious and we feel we're overthinking and we just feel like internally uncomfortable and stuff like that because we're holding so much energy that we don't need to hold. You're holding on to things that are not yours. You're holding on to things that have already passed. You're holding on to things that haven't even come yet. And I just want to talk about Neville Garter really quick because he has really helped me regulate my nervous system. When you claim the reality that you want for yourself, and when you say it's already done, and you really have the confidence to walk within that, not only are you having a confidence in yourself, but you are having a confidence in God. And I wrote something. One's faith in God is measured by their confidence in self. Period. Period. It's not all within the Bible and how much you doing, how much you praying to God, how much you saying Jesus' name and all of this stuff. If you don't have confidence in yourself, you don't have confidence in God. If you're questioning yourself, if you're saying, even if you're being too perfectionistic with yourself, you are lacking confidence in the Most High, because God made you perfect, baby. God made you perfect. Even if you, like, babe, it's so many times where I jump from here to here to here to there. Truthfully, if I had this live perfect, I would have had a the most perfect outline. Everything would have been just, like, all put together and stuff. But I understand that God makes no mistakes. Every moment is perfect. Every moment is meant to be. So this moment is perfect. It doesn't matter how many times I fucking, like, pause to think, or fucking, like, don't know what I'm gonna say next or anything like that, because every moment is perfect. And when you begin to live by that assumption, you will start to see that reflected in your life, and you will begin to be validated from that as well. Like, girl, post your videos. Post your videos. I guarantee you, see how much validation you're gonna get from that shit. And allow that validation to fuel you, okay? Even if it's one person who is like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for this. I'm validating you right now, baby. I'm validating you right now. Do that shit. And you are going to have a soul fulfillment. Like, soul fulfillment. Do you know anything about dreams? I've been dreaming about the same person for years, old situations every day. It's very scary. Me personally, I don't know too much about, like, the dream world. I don't really know too much about that. But, like, intuitively, what I can maybe say about that is, like, you might have you might have energy still attached to these people that you might think you have let go of, or whatever, old situations, da da da. You might still be resonating with that on some no, you definitely are, because yeah. Um this is a download for you. You are still resonating with that to some sort of extent, which is why you are having these experiences, and they're showing up to show you that you're still resonating with them, and that you need to start to move different. Not move different externally, but move different internally. Okay, whether that's you need to forgive, whether that's um you need to journal about it so that you can really let it go and really come to terms. You need to accept what happened. You need to accept what happened so that you can truly let it go. Because how you know you really got over something is when you have accepted that it happened, and when you're grateful for it, and when you've gotten what you need to learn out of it. Otherwise, you're going to continue to experience it. And it might be coming up because it's showing you that this is something that you don't want to experience anymore. And you just have to do the internal work to get to that place of acceptance and forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to go through certain things, and forgiving yourself and accepting yourself for where you were at that moment. Because sometimes we try to beat ourselves up for the past versions of ourselves, but it's like, honestly, have the same amount of grace that you would if you were a fucking child, if you was a third grader, like, or if you was if you was a fucking third grader. Have the same compassion that you would for yourself, and really just accept yourself for where you were at that time, because that is the most elevated that you were at that time. That is what you knew to do. That is what you were programmed to do before you have been enlightened for everything. And even if you were enlightened and you did know certain things, like, just give yourself grace for being where you were at, because you weren't at the level that you were now, and that is the most evolved that you are at with the experiences that you've had. Dreams. Low-key been having low-key been dreaming realistic dreams of people in my family, school, etc. They be so realistic. I'm thinking, did this happen? I got a dream catcher and I had no dreams. I remember. That's interesting. It's very interesting. I got a dream catcher. It's over there. It's not even over my bed. But like, dang, I wonder what's gonna happen if I take it out. If I take it out of my room. I really don't know too much about dreams, honestly, because like some of the dreams I be having is just like, I don't get it. That dream catcher don't be catching nothing, girl. Said don't be doing nothing. Yeah, I don't think mine do nothing either. But I don't know. That's why I'm like, if I take it out, maybe something will happen. I don't know. I might be unconscious, you know? Because, like, honestly, I don't be remembering my dreams. Like, you said you got a dream catcher and you've had no dreams that you remember. I don't be remembering my dreams either. I got a dream catcher. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. But, like, some people's dreams, like, be coming true. Like, I ain't never had no dream that came true. It was this one time that I had a dream. This is before I ever traveled to New York. Had a dream that I went into this bakery in New York. And then my first time ever going to New York, I went to New York for like a month. And it was for Alvin Ailey. If you're familiar with that, it's a black dance company in New York. And child, why I walk into the exact freaking cake bakery shop that I dreamed of, and I never been to New York. I'm like, that was like once in a lifetime thing though. I'm like, bro, I literally dreamed of being in here. That shit was like, it was so like crazy. I unfortunately dream like 3 a night and remember everything. I wouldn't say that's unfortunate though. I wouldn't say that's unfortunate. I think you might really have a divine connection in that way. You might really have a divine connection in that way. Don't look at that as like something scary or something like, like you need to pay attention to what is communicating with you, I think. Like, because it's just you at the end of the day. Like when it comes to all of this spiritual stuff, it's literally just you. It's nothing for you to be afraid of. It's nothing for you to be afraid of. Okay? This goes back to having acceptance. Acceptance. So like if you having dreams that's like scary and stuff like that, you gotta really like turn the focus back inward and be like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the eyes. That could be a little scary because you're looking in your soul. Look at yourself in your eyes and be like, okay, babes, what's going on? Because like if you have dreams and they're like very vivid for you and they are like having some sort of meaning, even if you don't know what it means, they're having some sort of meaning for you. Pay attention to that. And like I'm pretty sure like there's like some like resources. Some people, I be hearing people talk about dreams and stuff like that all the time, like, but I'm just not like that educated on it, and I've never really experienced like having a dream and it really coming true and stuff like that on a consistent basis, but yeah, that definitely did feel like deja vu for me. Yeah. Is there anything else that y'all wanted to talk about? Like, I'm down. And I think I'm gonna probably be going live a lot more often. I was just like, fuck it, let me go live, bruh. Like, I'm overthinking. And one thing that one thing about it is that, like, when it comes to like creating content, creating, performing, showing up, showing who you are, and all of this stuff, you really have to trust yourself to let the magic happen when it happens. Okay? Let the magic happen when it happens. Like, you got it. You got to trust your ability to rise to the occasion when it's time to rise to the occasion. And yeah. Like, you got to trust yourself to know that when the moment comes, you will know exactly what to do. Sometimes we psych ourselves out before we want to record something before. Like, we are so much in a preparation that like the magic doesn't happen within the preparation. It happens within actually doing it. You don't actually quantum leap until you're in the middle of it. You don't actually do it until you do it. Like, it's not within the preparation or any of that. Like, even me writing and stuff, like I'm glad that I took this. I didn't take this break on YouTube myself. Like, I would still be fucking recording, bitch, because sometimes I'll be getting restless. I'll be like, I gotta do this. But I think God is literally teaching me, you know? So my camera, I can't use my camera right now because I don't have a charger battery. But like, I was just getting too caught up in the preparation of like writing out like what I want to say and stuff like that. And it's like, girl, that's amazing. That's beautiful. But the magic happens when you doing the thing. When you're in the middle of it, that's when the quantum leap happens. That's when everything changes. Do you know anything about balancing a relationship and a deep relationship with yourself? Okay, I'm getting into it. So, when it comes to relationships, you got to be obsessed with yourself. Okay? I'm talking to the ladies, okay? Like, you got to be obsessed with yourself. When you are devoted to yourself, your relationship is going to flourish. And if your partner has a problem with you being devoted to yourself and taking care of yourself and setting up boundaries to where it's like, okay, if I want to go to sleep at 10:30 and you got a problem with that, then that means that you're not in alignment. That means that you are repelling. You're repelling what needs to be repelled. Okay. Um, balancing a relationship, like you don't need to balance a relationship. The only relationship that you need to be devoted to is yourself, your own relationship. Um, because when you start trying to be more devoted to your relationship with other people, this could be in business, this could be romantic, this could be family. When you start to try to devote yourself to other relationships, it's going to be a thing of draining because like as a woman, you already give naturally. When you're around your partner, you're already going to be given to them. You're already going to be giving them the attention, the love, and everything that they need. You need to make sure that you are getting that from yourself as well. So like, um, let me see if I wrote something down that's like a real live like download, because self-devotion is going to give you everything that you want. And I don't know what your like sexual preferences, if you like girls, if you like guys, or whatever the case may be. But one thing about men is that one thing about anybody, for real, but men, they are going to be obsessed with you when you are obsessed with yourself. When you get obsessed with yourself, like you're gonna like at first it feels like, oh, I'm being selfish, da da da. Until you start getting obsessed with yourself, you start getting yourself in alignment, and you gonna start attracting everything. And you think that people are not gonna fuck with you because you are taking care of yourself, but people are gonna fuck with you way more, like way more. What if I have a problem with myself for wanting to go to bed 10:30 because my partner doesn't have time to talk until midnight? Um so no. Like I said, you don't conform. Hold up. You don't conform to anybody. You don't conform to anybody and what they have going on. You don't. Um, if you want to, if you genuinely want to stay up to talk to your partner at midnight, then you can do that. If that feels good to you, if that's like, yes, that's something that I want to do, then do that. If going to bed at 10:30 is going to actually be in alignment with the goals that you have for yourself, do that. Never negate your own goals. Don't disregard yourself for somebody else. I don't care if it's your partner, bro. I don't care if it's your partner. He's gonna have to rearrange his schedule. He's gonna have to rearrange his schedule. And or her schedule. And when you like when you have that autonomy over yourself to say, okay, this is going to be in alignment to the longevity that I want to have, whether that's like you have to get up for work in the morning, you have to get up to go after your dreams and your goals, you have to get up to go work out. You cannot be up at midnight. If you truly want to get to where you want to go, there are certain things that you cannot do. Like, and I had to tell myself this. I can't afford to constantly be putting people before me, even if it is my partner. I can't constantly be putting them before me if I'm trying to get to where I need to go, because you are the most important thing. And like, you have to be willing to pay whatever price to get to where you want to be. And this doesn't mean to like neglect your partner, or to not ever like um not ever like compromise, or not ever like change your plans, or not ever change your mind or anything like that. But you have to take care of yourself. And I'm pretty sure your partner will respect you a lot more when you respect yourself in that way. Because as soon as, first is you staying up till midnight, then it's you uh doing something else that's uncomfortable, but it's like, oh, but this aligns with my partner. You know what I'm saying? Now you are living your partner's life. Now you are literally conforming to a life that is not yours, a life that doesn't feel good. And if it does not feel good, then you are not going to be in your feminine energy. You're not going to feel soft. You're going to start to get irritated. And then that irritation is going to show you where you need to create a boundary of, hey, I need to go to sleep at 10:30. So we need to figure something else out. If he can't compromise, talking to you during the day, or da da da, or however you guys need to work for both of you guys to be satisfied, then that's what you guys need to do. Because I'm not about just doing stuff for yourself and being like, fuck them, blah, blah. I'm not about that. But if it's something that's in alignment with your peace and your wellness, do not neglect that. Do not neglect your sleep for his wellness of being able to talk to you, like, or her wellness. You know what I'm saying? They should understand exactly where you're coming from. They should understand exactly where you're coming from. And if they don't, then like, I'm sorry, but it's just not going to work. Especially if you're serious about your path. If you're serious about your journey, if you're serious about really elevating, if you're truly an ambitious person who sees yourself as grand and you are an expansive person, there's no way that you're going to be able to be that person while also neglecting yourself. You got to pick a side. You can't live in two realities at one time. Either you're going to say, hey, my sleep is not that important. I'll talk to you because I love you more. Or you're going to say, hey, I need my beauty rest. You want to have my energy. You want me to be in good energy. You want me to you want to experience the best version of me. This is what I require to have the best version of myself. Like, literally. If I'm waking up at 10 o'clock when I need to be up at 7 a.m. because I'm up talking to you, then that means that you are literally derailing me from my goals. And you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be honest with your person to say, okay. And it doesn't have to be a rude thing. Like, a lot of people like feel like they have to be rude. They have to be rude to be honest. And you don't have to be rude. You just got to work on your communication. And you just have to be transparent. Like, be truly transparent. Be transparent with the things that are bothering you, with the things that feel like they're taken away from you. Because you saying that you have a problem with yourself for wanting to go to bed at 10:30. You should not have a problem with yourself for anything that you are wanting to do that is going to make you feel good. Never have a problem with yourself for that, because you having a problem for something that's going to get you closer to your goals, but you don't have a problem with doing something that's not going to, like, it's not even getting you in alignment to the relationship goals that you want. It's not, if you're truly being honest with yourself. Like honestly, he gonna have to work something else out, figure something else out. And if he sees you as that valuable, he will do that. He will do that. And it's scary because it's like, damn, does he see me as valuable? I don't know how he's gonna react. I don't know if he's gonna da da da. Listen, go into it with the mindset that's like, this is another thing that I learned. How you expect people to react to you is how they're going to react to you. If you expect him to get upset because you saying that you want your beauty sleep, then he's probably you're going to go into it with the energy of like, all right, you're going to already like be mad at me. Like, but I got to go to sleep at 10 a.m. Like, don't go into it like that. I mean, I got to go to sleep at 10 p.m. Don't go into it like that. Like, honestly, be real. Like, you want to talk to him. You want to spend time with him. You want to exchange that energy with him, but your sleep is very important to you. Like, and that is a non-negotiable. You have to make that decision, because sometimes we don't make the decision. We don't make the decision to be like, okay, I'm going to sleep at 10 o'clock. You might make that decision for yourself and then be like, oh, but he's going to be mad. That's creating distrust with yourself. And you are the only person that you waking up to every morning. Even if he laying beside you. You the one who got to live with you. Okay? So all of these things are cultivating levels of trust with yourself, so that when you do achieve the things that you want, you can actually maintain them. Because if you like, this is one thing that that is like a non-negotiable for me in my relationship, that like, if I can't do the things that keep me elevated, keep me up to par, then I don't need to be in a relationship with you. If you can't respect the fact that you being attracted to me is me going to sleep at 10:30 a.m. I mean p.m. Fuck. Me going to sleep at 10:30 a.m. is why you are attracted to my glowing skin and my great energy and all of this stuff, then why the fuck, like, I'm not with you then. Like, if you can't respect that, if you can't respect the things that keep me up to par and that keep me in alignment and that keep me in the most elevated high vibrational state, that is why the reason that you are attracted to me in the first place, then it's no points. And you are so welcome. Yes, girl. I'm gonna go live more. I'm gonna go live more because, like, I tried to go live on TikTok, right? Y'all, I experienced so much stuff because I'm not scared to like try stuff. Like, I tried to go live on TikTok, right? I felt so stupid because I was really trying to attract the girls, right? I was trying to, on TikTok, I was talking about digital marketing, getting paid to exist, starting your online business, like building your income in a way that's truly soul fulfilling and passionate. And it was hella men coming in there, hella trolls coming in there. I felt like I was just talking to myself. Then on TikTok, people can watch your live without watching your live. They could watch your live from the outside. And like, to me, that just felt weird. Like, that just felt weird. Like, it just felt like I was talking to myself. Oh no, girl, you don't gotta feel sorry. You don't gotta feel sorry. Because on YouTube, I don't know, I just feel a better sense of community. So like, even like if nobody was on here, I could still post the video up and like y'all could watch it back, you know? So like, I feel better on here, so I'm gonna definitely go live more. You don't have to feel sorry. You don't gotta feel sorry. You don't have to feel sorry at all, because that's what comes with like trial and error comes with you going after your dreams. You have to try stuff. You got to do exposure therapy. You got to experiment. I love the word experiment because it makes it sound a lot more fun. Like, okay, I'm going to just experiment and just see what happens. Like, Literally, you can't be scared because um that is how you're gonna get to where you want to be. That's how you're gonna get there. And also just like through people like me. Like, bro, I'm gonna give y'all all the tools and resources to get to where you want to be, to align your mindset and to have those mental shifts and that true identity shift, because your identity is everything to get to where you want to be. I'm gonna give you all of the tools and everything. Um, like my whole YouTube is just like a big ass toolbox for that shit. And then if you want to go deeper, then like that's where you purchase my course or like a ebook or something like that, you know. But yes, and I want every woman and I want everybody, honestly, like my target audience is women, but I truly feel this way about everybody. Even if I hold like open spaces and stuff, like if I do like a speaking event, I wouldn't mind for men to be there. I would not mind for men to be there as long as they respect the space and respect the women that's in the space. But I truly want people to get paid to exist. I truly want people to unlock their power, understand their true power, understand that none of this shit really fucking matters. Understand that you are the culprit of everything. You are the reflection of everything. And like we hear that a lot. Like, you are always being reflected back, da da da. But I really, really need people to understand this. That whatever assumptions you make about yourself in your life is what you will experience. And I had a big ass realization earlier because it's like I have manifested so many things through assumption that shit, I should have assumed more back then. Fuck, I should have assumed more. Because like through experiences and stuff of like going through ups and downs and feeling insecure about certain things, like I didn't even know that by my assumption I was manifesting things. By me walking with certain assumptions and just claiming certain realities for myself, I was literally just making the pathway much easier. And like in other areas, I would still be feeding into limitations when for real, I should have just been assuming in those areas too. So the assumption that I came to a long time ago that helped me manifest like a big ass journey was um for one, when I got into the high school that I went to, because it was a performing arts high school and you had to audition to get in, and I literally just assumed that I got in. Like I just held that assumption. I was telling everybody, I'm like, yeah, this is the school I'm going to next year. I didn't even know if I got in yet. I'm just like, yeah, cuz I was like, bro, ain't no way that I'm coming back to this middle school for high school, because they had a high school too. I was like, ain't no way I'm coming back here, and ain't no way I'm going to no other school. I literally was like, there's no fucking way. I made the assumption. I'm like, I got in. Like, I got in. I'm telling everybody I got in. Then my dad tried to play with me and be like, you didn't get in. And he was playing. And I was like, bro, I just told everybody. He was like, I'm just playing. I was like, oh my gosh, such a relief. And when I moved to LA, that is when I assumed that reality for myself and I manifested it because I assumed it. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way that I'm staying in my hometown. I have to go to LA. And I got excited about it. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Literally everything that I assumed when I moved to LA, I accomplished. I got signed to an agency. I went to school out there. I got signed to an agency. I got my own apartment. And I went on auditions. That was my assumption for going out there. I'm like, when I go to LA, I'm gonna get signed. I'm gonna go to auditions. I'm gonna go to classes. I'm gonna meet people. I didn't assume like things that I'm like, damn, I should have assumed more. Was like I should have assumed that I was gonna get booked on more jobs. I should have assumed I was gonna get booked on more jobs because when I moved to LA, I got rid of like I love my experience from LA because it really showed me who I was, because I moved there when I was 17 and I moved there by myself. I moved in with my friend from high school. We wasn't even really friends in high school, but I was there by myself. I moved there when I was 17 by myself. No family, nobody for real. I had people there who also went to the same high school as me, but like it's a lone experience, baby. It's a lone experience. Um, you finding yourself, you in a whole new city, you trying to get booked and all this stuff. It really showed me how to drop limitations over myself, especially in the dance industry where there's so much competition and stuff. It's like, okay, there's no room for fucking insecurity. There's no room for insecurity. Um, I got signed through a connection that I had, which was a total fucking blessing. But guess what? When you assume these things, like if I was just to be like, if I was to assume something else, if I was to be like, even if I was to be like, okay, I'm going to go to LA, but I don't know if I'm going to get signed. If I didn't claim it, if I didn't say, yeah, I'm going to get signed too, then like, yeah. If I was to be like on the line, like, I don't know if I'm going to get signed. I don't know, da da da, insecure, da da. I wouldn't have got signed. I wouldn't have got signed. Even with me having that connection, I wouldn't have got signed. It was my conviction. It was my conviction that got me signed. It was my assumption. It was my quiet confidence. And that's the thing about assumption. That's the thing about the law of assumption and manifestation. It don't got to be loud. This is about having a quiet confidence that, yeah, it's going to happen, right? So, yeah, like I was still having limitations out there around like being seen though. So I dropped my limit. I dropped it, but I still had limitations around it because when I was in my hometown, I would be like, if I would go to like a dance class or something, I would just like be looking at other people. I would kind of be like insecure, like, oh, I don't got the step. Da, da, da. When I was in LA, fuck, I don't care. I don't care if I don't got the step. I'm in this bitch to dance. I'm gonna do my fucking best, and I'm gonna stand in the front, and I'm gonna do this. And I was seen, but I didn't have the conviction of like I didn't I didn't have the confidence to network with people. If that makes any sense. I was there fulfilling my own confidence. Like, okay, everybody in LA is a bomb ass dancer. Everybody is torch. Everybody on TV. Everybody is doing things. Everybody is successful. So there's no room for insecurity. There's no room for me to come in here being like, oh, let me just stand in the back. Like, girl, if you gonna act like that, go the fuck back home. Like, no, act like you, cause like I knew that I was a good dancer, but there were so many limitations that I would feed into that would stop me from quantum leaping. And I feel like me moving to LA, I really quantum leaped into more confidence because I had to. I was in the shits. I was in the fucking position. I was in front of the people who was going to give me the opportunities, you know? Um and I did not network with any dancers for real. Like I didn't network with any dancers because I'm just like, okay, I'm here to train, like da da da. But what I didn't realize was that even through me getting signed through a connection, it didn't click to me that making more connections, like I'm thinking like, okay, people just gonna come to me. Like, oh, I'm gonna just go to the auditions. Like, I'm just thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna just go to the auditions or whatever. But in the auditions, child, they ain't looking for nobody in them auditions. They know who they want already in them auditions. And the reason why they know who they want already is because those people have connections. They're friends, you know? They're friends. So, and I wasn't making any friends, okay? Because I was insecure, okay? I wasn't completely insecure in every area, but I was insecure in certain areas that made me not feel like worthy enough to talk to certain people or whatever. Like, I'm like, I just want to prove that I'm a great dancer. I just want to prove that I can do this, that I can pick up choreography quickly, that I can hit the step, that I can do the move, da da da. And now I am at a much much elevated space within my dance journey. It's a much more spiritual path. It's a much more convicted path of me knowing who I am, um knowing my gifts, knowing that I have a gift, and real life being confident in that shit. How did you overcome being insecure and start making friends? Girl. So when so I don't have any friends, okay? I'm gonna be real with you right now. In this period of my life, I don't have any friends. I'm not insecure about making friends. It's just I don't like all of the it's like I was insecure as far as like the dancing part cuz I was in LA to dance, and like I was super hyper focused on that. Like I wasn't even thinking about making friends. Like I wish that I would have been more open to that, is what I'm saying. I wish I would have been more cuz I definitely made friends while I was out there. Like it's not like I was just by my fucking self, you know? But like connections to the point to where it's like, oh, if it's a job, then I got you type thing. But overcoming being insecure is literally, like I've been saying this whole entire time, being devoted to yourself and stop paying attention to people. Stop paying attention to people because people not paying attention to you. That's what really got me over my insecurity. Stop thinking people are judging you and all of this type of shit, and uh like paying hella attention to you, because nobody is paying that much attention to you more than they're paying attention to themselves. Like that's really how I got rid of my insecurity around like being around other people. um how do you cope with being by yourself and not hanging out with people? Yes, I will save it later because this is a very good conversation. This will definitely be uploaded. But how do I cope with being by myself and not hanging out with people? So for one, I've never had a real issue with being by myself because I've always pretty much been by myself. I've always been like solo on some solo shit, for real, for real. Like I'm a Virgo, so I'm okay with being by myself. And how you become okay with being by yourself is learning yourself, learning what makes you comfortable and accepting yourself. Like it all goes back to the same foundational things, because it's like, okay, do the things that you would want to do with other people by yourself. Do the things that you would want to do with other people by yourself. And not hanging out with people is like, that's a choice for me, cuz it's like um you just got to be aware of the energy that you're exchanging, which is why I don't be around that many people, because a lot of people don't even like having conversations like this, you know? So this is why I love this community and love to create this type of community. Um yes. I understand that. Like I really feel you about, like, cuz I feel like that sometimes about like feeling like you don't have nobody and stuff like that. And I would say, like, whenever you feel like that, you really have to tie back in with God. And that might sound like, girl, like, I'm doing that. Like, bro, I'm tapping in. Like, bro, I'm praying. I'm doing all this. I'm doing all of that. But listen to me when I say this. You, when you are trying to get yourself in a better mood, you cannot be like, you can't pray for more friends or a best friend or a companion or something and still operate in its absence. Still operate as if you're in the absence of it. Like when I say the law of assumption, you have to assume these things for yourself. You have to assume that you are already loved and cherished and cared for. You have to treat yourself like the best friend. You got to real life, like, get that spark back within yourself, because if you if you are in the place now where you are feeling super emotional about not having anybody and stuff like that, when you get somebody, what's going to happen is you're going to create a dependency on them. And you have to be absolutely okay with yourself. You have to be absolutely, even like, you got to be okay with saying, shit, if I'm by myself forever, for the rest of this time being, I'm going to be straight because I love myself. I have a great time with myself. I have fun with myself. I nourish myself. I take care of myself. You have to be that fucking devoted and that obsessed with yourself that if nobody else comes in your life, you're good because you got you and your connection to God. You got to be that devoted to yourself. Once you get to that place of devotion, that's when everybody going to start coming in to the point to where you're going to be like, damn, I want some time by myself again. Okay? So, like, I really had to cope with being by myself and like going through the emotions of like feeling alone and stuff, because after a while it can get like lonely. You know, we're here to connect with other human beings. You don't always want to be by yourself, and you're not always going to be by yourself. But when you are by yourself, what God is really trying to show you is that you have to love yourself and accept yourself. There are probably still things that you beat yourself up over, that you are having conversations with yourself that if you was talking to a friend, you wouldn't even fuck with yourself, because like the conversations that we have with ourselves dictate if we feel good with being with ourselves or not. If we feel pressured, or if we feel like, if every time you around yourself, or like you just by yourself, not every time you're around yourself 24/7, but every time you are by yourself, it's like you feel hella stressed. You feel like you only doing your to-do list, you only getting your schedule done and stuff like that. Relax, okay? Because if you was around somebody else and they was like hyper fixated on you getting your schedule done and your to-do list, and them getting their stuff done and all this stuff, like it would cause that same amount of stress. So give yourself what you are looking for out of other people. If you are looking for some relaxation, some coziness, figure out what makes me feel the coziest and do those things, and then you'll start to feel that warmth within you. You'll start to feel that life force coming back alive and being like, okay, this is the part of me that I'm missing. Like, you don't need anybody to fill your void. Like, you don't need anybody to fill your void. You may want people, what you want is, you want people to see you want people to understand you want people to be there for you when you want, and you want people to hang out with, and you want people to share your great experiences with, you want people to share your fun with. But if you're not even having fun with yourself, you're not going to have fun with other people. You're going to end up doing everything that they want to do and feeling like you're getting something out of it because you have a person there, but that relationship with yourself is still going to be there, of you feeling like you can't be by yourself. Once you get to the point to where it's like, if I'm alone, I'm good, then that means that you are in the perfect place to start attracting things, and you don't have to try to attract anything, because once you get to that place, then people going to start hitting you up and all of this type of stuff. Yes, period. Taking notes. Yes, like I'm about to fix this real quick. I tried to like flat iron my hair. I literally just cut my hair. Child, this side is crazy. Like, I don't know what's going on. But y'all, I got these curls from a freaking brush. A fucking flat iron brush. Like, how did these little spiral curls come out of that? Like, I just went like this and then it just spiraled on that. But yes, the law of assumption is really, really real. Like, I literally manifested so much with that without even knowing, and now that I'm consciously doing it and also rewiring my nervous system and all of that stuff, I'm just like so fucking passionate about sharing this. Oh shit. See, I had my little sister do this actually. I was like, girl, I'm gonna need your help, because I tried the first strand and I could tell I was about to fuck myself up. I'm like, oh no, baby, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I really just need to go to a hair salon or like get my hair done. I want to go to the Dominican so that they could. I don't want them to cut it more though. But yeah, really assume the life that you want for yourself. I feel like I got like something else to share. Yes, I was about to braid my hair, but I just didn't feel like it because, for one, I don't know what braids has to do. Like, got any suggestions? Any braid suggestions? I don't know. But also I'm like the family hairstylist. So I be like getting drained from doing hair. I'm like, bruh, now I gotta do my hair too. Shit. But Fulani blow. I never tried that style. I actually want that. I want that. And the person who be doing my hair, my braids, is my little cousin. And she about to have a baby, so I don't want to. Yeah, child. That them prices, them hair prices be crazy. That's why I be trying to do my own hair. Feel me? Like, if I could do my own Fulani braids, best believe they would be done. They would be done. Like, for real. I'm pretty sure I could do it if I really take my time, though. Like, I could do it. But, like, the patterns and stuff, I would just need help with the parts. That's all. But, yes. Oh. Okay. This is what I want to say. And then I'm going to get off here because this video is about to be like 2 hours. So, to desire a state is to have it. To desire a state is to have it. When you get that life force energy that you want something, that you like, let's say you want to go on vacation and you get that excitement, you have it already. And all you need to do is assume that it's already done. Like, okay, bet it's already done. Like, I want to do this. Bet I'm doing it. It's already done. It's already done. And keep moving with that energy. Do not pay attention to the outside things that are like in opposition to that, because reality is slow. Reality is, the spirit never waits. Okay, the spirit never waits. That is why when you claim something, it is already done. Okay, so the physical reality is slow. You have to be willing to allow things to unfold for you, okay? While you are in the desired state, while you are in the wish fulfilled state, while you are in that state and keeping that state and not wavering from that state, because there's something called a law of gestation. So this means that every idea, plan, or ambition requires a period of gestation. This is a period of mirroring. You have to allow the thing to develop and mirror. So the mirroring development is going to take time. You have to allow that period of gestation, because it's like, oh, but I've been affirming and stuff like that, but you've also been wavering. So this is why I say, like, you can't be wishing and hoping for better relationships while still operating in the absence of it. Okay, you have to walk with the energy that you already love, that you already have friends, that you already have somebody to talk to, best friend or whatever, even if that is just your journal right now, even if that is just yourself right now. Okay, you have to give yourself the things that you are wanting from other people. And after a period of time, it feels like, dang, but I'm tired of being the only one who is like pouring into me, or like who is showing up for me and stuff like that. Like, I completely understand that, because I'm a fucking Virgo. Like, I literally grew up having to figure shit out on my own, because people look at me like, oh, you got it. You got it. You good. You good for real. And like, I am good. Like, that's a strength that I've had, but that's also a limitation that I've had to overcome, of feeling like oh, da 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 da, like I'm tired of being alone, da da. Because there's a reason why you're alone, and you need to, like, whenever you get in that mode of feeling like you're alone and you're by yourself and stuff like that, really have a moment of stillness. Really take that as a moment of stillness and say, okay, what do I want? Because I feel like whenever you are being drawn back in to yourself, and whenever you're being gate kept by God, God is asking you to, that is your time to really get clear on what it is that you truly want and what it is that you are truly trying to bring in. Because you could say, yeah, I want somebody to call my best friend, da, da, and then you pulling somebody who is hella dependent on you. Or you pulling somebody who, like, can always be there, but they are pulling you in a different direction than when you really want to go. You know what I'm saying? And this is your time to really get clear so that when you start attracting, you are truly attracting things that are in alignment to you. You're attracting the people that are in alignment to you. They're in alignment to where you want to go. You both are in alignment to your goal, because at the end of the day, you are the only one who matters in your life. You got to wake up to yourself every day. People are gonna go, people are gonna come, like, and I know you've heard this a million times, like, everything outside of you is fleeting. So the only real solid thing that you have is yourself. And if you can't be by yourself and have fun with yourself and feel cozy, find that comfort, be cozy and confident in your own body and energy, then you're not going to feel that way when you get in relationship to anybody else. Whether that's a business relationship, whether that is, even if you're like, oh, I just want somebody to, like, process things with, work on this business with me, and da da da. It's like, you don't want just anybody doing that. So get clear on yourself, get clear on the things that you want for yourself, and start doing those things. Because when you start doing those things, naturally you're going to be in resonance to the people who are also in alignment with those things. You're going to be resonant. And when it comes to the law of gestation, and like um that time period where things have to build and form and mirror you, um fuck, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, when it comes to that period of gestation, like, don't impregnate that moment, that time period of gestation with feelings of fear and worry or doubt, because those are not the same. That is not the same frequency of, like, having what you want. Like, you being in fear and doubt and, like, worry that it's not going to come and stuff like that, that's not the same frequency of even wanting what you want. That's just being in fear. That's just attracting fear. That's resonating with fear. You want to stay in resonance with the thing that you want by understanding these certain laws and these certain spiritual laws before something just materializes in your life. Things don't just drop into your life, okay? Um it will come a point where it feels like things just drop out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But there has been so much, like, transformation that has happened to get to that point. So whenever you see somebody and they just get a huge accomplishment, or they win this, or they take this trip, or they do this, there has been a period of gestation before they have gotten to that point. And that is the period that you have to allow the divine to work. This is the download that I was trying to say. That period of gestation where you are like, you figure out what you want. Okay, for me, I want to travel and I want to do this, I want to do that. And I assume that it's already done. I want to make this amount of money. I assume that it's already done. There's going to be a period of gestation. I understand that there is going to be a bridge of incidents that are going to happen that are going to align me with these things, as long as I stay on the timeline of already having it, of assuming that it's already done, claiming the reality. It's like when you pull up, I always use this example. when you are at a fast food place and you order your food, there's a period of gestation. There's a period where you have to allow the divine to work. You have to allow the workers to work to get your order together, to fix everything up, to mirror the desire that you want. Then you get it. And there is no, in that period of the divine working, you're not saying, oh, am I going to get my food? Oh, I'm worried that they're not going to give it to me. Oh, did I just like you're not worried, you're not in fear, you're not doubting, you're not any of that. You're still in the assumption that you're going to get your food. And that is how you have to operate in every part of life. It's very, very simple, but it becomes a lot easier to consistently manifest things and consistently attract things into your life effortlessly. Like, you're gonna get shit effortlessly. It's gonna be like, damn, like, what the fuck? It's gonna feel like, what the fuck? It's really gonna feel like that because you have aligned yourself to resonate with the thing that you want. You have already claimed it for yourself. Okay. And again, it's about walking with a quiet confidence. A quiet confidence. A quiet confidence. It don't gotta be loud. If you manifesting 50 bands right now, you don't need to walk around saying, I have 50 bands. I have 50 bands. I have 50 bands. No, you just simply walk with the comfort, the security, the peace, the ease, the happiness, the flow of somebody who just made 50 bands. And you just assume the identity of a person who has that amount of abundance. You assume the identity of a person who lives in the house that they want to live in. You assume the identity of a person who has 1,000,000 views. Because, like, you're not going to get there until you are in the identity of that. You're not going to just automatically just be in the identity of that. Like, I have the most amount of views I've gotten on TikTok is like 2.5 million views, right? And there was like, after that didn't, like, me doing that was like an unconscious thing. That was an unconscious thing. But like, and it came from me being detached from the outcome. And this is the thing that you have to do. You have to remember the times where you've manifested things and remember the frequency and the state of being that you were in while you did that. Because, like, that experience alone, me attracting 2.5 million views on a post that I made, it didn't automatically just give me the confidence to be like, oh yeah, like, da da da. What gives me the confidence is me being in the identity of that. Like, because there are still times I was insecure about stuff that I'm posting. I'm not like I wasn't operating in the identity of somebody who literally has 2.5 million views. Like, I wasn't operating in that identity, therefore I was not getting the exchange that I was looking for, like, in other circumstances. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's really about uncovering a lot of things and implementing new things, implementing new ways of thinking, into implementing new normal thoughts. Like I guarantee a lot of your normal thoughts are negative. And you have to literally normalize positive thoughts, positive things, positive things, positive things. It may seem cliche, like, oh, just think positive. But these positive things that you are thinking are creating feelings that you are feeling. And those feelings that you are feeling are creating the experiences that you are having. It's not all about your thoughts, but your thoughts are what triggers the feelings. So, yes, you got to rewire your thoughts, but you also have to allow your thoughts to settle into feelings as well. Because you can rampage all day. You can rampage all day. But if you don't truly believe these things, and if you're not feeling these things, then they're not going to come to you. If you are saying to yourself, I'm abundant, I'm wealthy, I'm da da da, I'm saying all my affirmations. But internally, you are still walking around this world, your home, your school, your job, like, I still gotta pay rent. I don't got enough money for rent. If you still claiming that identity for yourself, you still walking in the identity of somebody who can't pay rent while affirming that you're wealthy, it's not gonna work, because that feeling is gonna manifest. When you allow that feeling of I'm wealthy, the more I relax, the more I receive. I am relaxed, radiant, and wealthy. You allow that to settle into you, and you start aligning your actions to align with being relaxed, radiant, and wealthy, then you will start to have experiences that match that thought and that feeling and that vibration. That is your energetic exchange, is how you are being, how you are being. And that all ties into femininity, how you are being. And the thing about us women is that we don't really have to try. We don't have to try. We don't have to try. It's just that you think that you have to try. And a lot of the areas where you are feeling blocked and stuff is probably just an area that you're trying too hard, or that you are having limitations around. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here because this thing is 2 hours long. Like, I was just on here for 2 freaking hours. I'm gonna definitely go live more for sure. So I will see y'all in the next one. And thank you, Lala. Thank you, Raya. Thank you, Cherries and Chocolate. Thank y'all for talking with me and for being here with me. I love y'all. Period. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, loves.